wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KVJ show. How you doing, Virginia?
Doing good.
What up, Bird?
What up, Kev?
Happy little Wednesday to everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
You guys getting all fired up for our live show on Friday at the South Florida Fair?
Yes, I'm very excited. Denny's is going out there today. He's going to meet with the sound crew.
Okay, good.
Work out all the logistics.
Yep.
I'm so fired up. I got third-degree burns.
Okay.
I was in my garage cleaning it out. And you know what I found?
What?
The Mother Nutter 3000.
Oh, wow.
Boy,
Okay.
that really takes Kevin's confidence down about 10 to 20%.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
It's available.
Okay.
Charged up.
Wow, we really got a vaudeville show going on out there. A lot of
It is, yeah.
cha-cha-cha.
If you want Name That Nut, all you got to do is say the word.
Okay. And explain how you play the game again, Virginia?
I load up a leaf blower with a secret nut. I don't tell him what kind of nut it is.
Right.
Me, of course, right?
Jbird,
Yeah.
Jbird puts on the safety goggles
Yeah.
and then opens his mouth, and then I spray him in the face with it. It could be peanuts, pecans,
Right.
walnuts.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what kind of nut it is. He has to taste it and then tell us, and then he plays until he gets one right.
See, the gag really is, okay, Jbird gets, the nuts thrown in his face. I'm terrible at identifying nuts.
Right.
So then the pressure's on me to try to get it right. I never get it right. Then I can hear the crowd kind of getting restless because it's going on way too long.
Right, yes.
And the funny
We've
part,
already been through 8 nuts.
well, the
Yeah.
funny part,
It's way past.
it's past that. Now, no one cares
Right.
if I get
It's arced.
Yes, and no one
Yeah.
cares if I get it right. Oh, it's an almond. Oh, you got it right.
Right.
So I can hear that going on.
You can hear the discomfort of the crowd. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
the bit's failing miserably.
It's not fun till we're 45 minutes in without a correct guess.
Well, I'm on like my hands and knees. I'm hearing
Yeah.
a murmur in the crowd. I can tell Kevin's body energy is off.
All right, I'm just letting you know. It's available.
I think they look. I love Name That Nut. I think Name That Nut needs a revamp. Is all.
What?
I think it needs a revamp.
How dare you?
I mean, how do you make that any better?
You don't.
You
do
don't.
It. You just don't do it, Kevin.
You just don't do it.
You shelve it.
Okay. It's good to know we got that. Everybody's going to be coming out.
You just give me the look.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you want Name That Nut Friday
Okay.
night at the South Florida Fair on stage, if you want to please the people, you just give me that look.
Little wink and a nod, be go get it.
Yeah. And Kevin shaking his head. No.
Yeah.
No. That's the sign.
Nah, I missed the signal and pull it out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have a bunch of fun games out there. A lot of the stuff that you hear right here on the KVJ show, and you're going to be able to be a part of it. I know that in a lot of the games, Virginia, Jbird, you guys are actually going to be picking your partner out of the crowd.
Oh,
It's
I
a lot of
love it.
pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. You guys
Okay.
have a lot to deliver on this one. Yeah, you got to pick the right person for your partner in a lot of the games.
I love it.
I'm picking somebody that's got condiments on their face. That's how I do. That's how I draft.
Okay.
Weird way to go.
Because they fare hard.
And if no one has condiments on their face,
I'm gonna have to go on.
He's going to put condiments on their
Oh,
face.
I got you. Okay, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Here, sir. Take this ketchup to the eye.
Play with me, you've got to have ketchup all over your eyes.
And now get on stage.
You can't see out of one eye, but here's a pirate patch. It's on theme.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like a fun little plan. Well, this is all going to be going down this Friday at the South Florida Fair. 7 p.m. We'll be on the Coke Florida stage. It is an all-ages show, too, and we're going to have a whole bunch of other fun things interspersed, like the Snack Pack will be performing live, and Virginia's own son is going to be starting us off with the national anthem. So.
Yeah, he's been practicing. He got with his vocal coach on Monday night, and they were working on the Star Spangled Banner to make it better. I mean, he's done it in public, but he's trying to make it better.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see you out there this coming Friday for the all-ages show, 7 p.m., Coke Florida stage at the South Florida Fair.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my new closet designers, Closets by Design. Well, in case you've been hiding under a rock, Blake Lively is suing Justin Baldoni over alleged sexual harassment and retaliation during the film production It Ends With Us. Now, Baldoni's team is saying that none of this happened. They tried to countersue, but the judge threw that out because you can't countersue when someone accuses you of sexual harassment. So coming up really quick now, this is going to be in May. This will finally go to trial, and we'll get to hear everything, including all the accusations. And so the judge yesterday, in preparation for the trial, which is May of this year, released some text messages, and we got to see just exactly what Justin Baldoni was being accused of privately by Blake Lively and Taylor Swift and other people that are involved with the film. And, you know, a lot of these girls had corroborating hate for him. Who knows why? Who knows exactly what the agenda is? I think all that's going to have to come out in court. But Taylor Swift did, in a text, call Justin Baldoni a little bitch.
Oh, no.
Can't shake that off.
It's all over.
But, you know, I mean, that doesn't prove any coordinated plot to bring him down. I mean, if I could be brought up on charges for everybody that I called a little bitch in my text threads.
Yeah, you called me that earlier this week. Do I get to sue you now?
Text threads don't mean anything other than just, you know, talking S-bomb.
Well, that's
and
not,
don't we all do it?
That's not true. That's not. Sometimes you can absolutely finger yourself in a crime.
But they weren't saying anything like, oh, we're going to bring him down. And they weren't discussing how they were going to plan his demise. She just called him a little B.
The one thing I'm wondering with her doing that, though, because what he was trying to do was drag Taylor Swift into a court to talk about what you know. The fact that she was able to pop off a comment as to why he is a little B, they may now say, well, clearly you know some things and she's communicated to you what she said had happened. So let's put Taylor Swift on the stand and you tell us what Blake Lively told you happened that you would say he's a little B. Clearly you were told something that he had done. What were you told?
Oh, this would be bigger than the Johnny Depp trial. This would go. They'd put cameras in this one, wouldn't they?
I mean, it would be huge if they had to put Taylor on the stand and you got Blake Lively and you got Ryan Reynolds and then you got Justin Baldoni. That would be a tune-in.
If I were his attorneys, I would definitely, because of this, I would subpoena Taylor Swift to bring her to the stand. Because remember, she was talking about how she could unleash her dragons and saying, was this a plot to use your power to run him out of Hollywood? And you're using your celebrity friends. This is one of your celebrity friends. She's got an opinion on it. What gave her an opinion of this?
She's saying that she had no influence and all she had to do with this movie was writing one song, and other than that, had no creative influence.
That text might say otherwise.
And if somebody really had dragons and threatened to release them on you, that's the most horrifying statement a human could hear.
Oh my gosh. If I could have dragons, that'd be so fun.
They may just call Johnny Depp in just because he's good for ratings. They call Johnny Depp.
Why not?
What's your opinion?
He was so likable on the stand.
Oh, the jury was giving him bedroom eyes.
Yes, they were. Well, yesterday, that New Mexico judge that is presiding over Timothy Busfield's case released him from jail while he awaits trial on those child sex abuse charges. His wife was in tears in court, so happy. Melissa Gilbert from Little House on the Prairie. They were trying to keep him locked up, calling him a danger to children. But I think his defense presented a bunch of information about how these accusers may not be so clean and squeaky and maybe multiple fraud things in their past, and so their allegations are not to be believed, is what his defense attorney was saying.
Yeah, here was a bit of the prosecution trying to keep him behind bars.
Is it possible that Mr. Busfield inappropriately touched SL on the set of The Cleaning Lady?
No.
Why not?
At any given time, if the child was on set,
there was a minimum of 10 people there on the set with them. It's just how it works. There's 2 cameras, 2 camera operators, 2 focus pullers, 2 boom guys, a prop person, a hair and makeup person, the studio person would usually be there, the first assistant director, 2 dolly reps, and that's for every take, for every shot.
Okay, so he's saying there's just too many people around that this couldn't happen without somebody else observing it.
Yeah, he's denying all allegations and made that video and came across very sincere. But then there's other allegations from many, many, many years ago. Just one that I've heard of, but I don't know. It's going to be something that has to play out, and the judge in New Mexico is going to have to try to sort through all of it and figure out if it's lies or truth or retaliation or what.
The allegation from way back when, that's going to be something that's settled in public opinion. You can't, I mean, that we're talking, I think it was from the 90s.
Yeah, I think it was a long time ago.
What are you going to do in court? I mean, maybe it goes to a civil thing.
I don't know.
But, I mean, I don't think there's anything there as far as court.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to bring that up, right, Kevin? Because of the statute of limitations, maybe?
I don't know. I just think that, as more time goes and memories fade and there's not anything that's concrete proof, it just becomes a tough thing that you got to prove it with, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Stay tuned because we will keep you posted on that.
Anytime they bring his name up, they list all of his credits. They never bring up Revenge of the Nerds.
Never. I know, which is, to me is kind of crazy. I would argue that might be his greatest moment.
It's a great movie.
I thought the same thing. They got no love for the nerds.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, yesterday we talked about the Brooklyn Beckham post. He put a long statement on Instagram accusing his parents, David and Victoria Beckham, of interfering in his marriage, sabotaging his wedding, humiliating him in public, and trying to control his life. He came with receipts, and I don't know, it certainly did not look good for the Beckhams yesterday when Brooklyn said his piece, at least in my opinion. And David Beckham, I think, did the right thing yesterday. He spoke on it when appearing at the World Economic Forum. They asked him, and look, he tried to not address it directly. And he said, look, this is all I'm going to say. Young people sometimes make mistakes online. And this is one of those moments. And I just want to give him grace. And then he didn't want to say anything else about it, which I think is smart because you kind of look like the bad guy, at least in my opinion.
Here was his full comment of what David Beckham had to say.
I've always spoke about, social media and the power of social media, for the good and for the bad. The bad we've talked about with what kids can access these days, and it can be dangerous. But what I've found personally, especially with my kids as well, use it for the right reasons. I've been able to use my platform and my following, for UNICEF, and it's been the biggest tool to make people aware of what's going on around the world for children. And I've tried to do the same. I've tried to do the same with my children to educate them. They make mistakes. Children are allowed to make mistakes. That's how they learn. So that's what I try to teach my kids. But you have to sometimes let them make those mistakes as well.
You can see already the Beckham PR machine is churning on this.
That is a really smart way to handle it.
Well, because he goes in with how much he uses social media for charity.
Exactly.
And for doing good.
And let children make mistakes because they do.
And there's also a video that the Daily Mail has dropped today that shows Victoria Beckham dancing in a way that's fun with her now daughter-in-law. And they're having a great time. And Brooklyn's in it. And it shows them all just really kind of getting along and getting together. Now, I looked at the video. I don't believe it would be from the wedding because Brooklyn is only wearing a T-shirt. It didn't look like the kind of attire that you would have had at a Palm Beach wedding. But
Nicola says that she was in tears for the whole back portion of her wedding and didn't even want to come back out to the reception because her face was red and puffy because of what Victoria did during that dance.
I think what the video is trying to show is that this is just how they've always danced together. So if it happened at the wedding, that wasn't the first time. So Victoria wouldn't think there would be anything wrong with the way she danced with her son because that's how they always dance, as the video from previous times show.
Is it fun or is it PR fun?
I'm kind of on the Brooklyn Beckham side.
Okay.
I really am. After looking at everything, I think Victoria.
You think he was right for putting it all out in the public eye like that?
I don't know about that part of it, but I think Victoria tried to assert her power over her new daughter-in-law, and she did some shady things when it comes to the wedding dress and the wedding dance. And this is a pecking order problem between women. It happens a lot in families, in work, in friend groups. Both of these chicks want to be the top dog. You got the wife battling the mother, and I think the mother is in the wrong to battle the wife. She needs to say, you know what? I'm not going to insert myself in this anymore. His wife is his queen. I am second to her, and I just defer to her, and Victoria can't do that.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
She can't say, she will be there. Say you'll be there.
Spice Girls reference.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They had some bangers.
Not very good.
They had some bangers.
I was hoping 3 could become 1, but it did not work out that way.
Let us end the dirt before the song puns get worse.
We've all got them. Random, strong opinions. Now we just want to hear what yours are. You can send them to us, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Becky said if you give your child an e-bike, you don't care if they get hit by a car. She says you need to be 16 to drive a car, but you can be any age to be in traffic on an e-bike. That ain't right.
What if they just stay in the neighborhood and they're not allowed to go like on bigger streets? Because my kid has an e-bike. Am I a criminal?
I know they cause a lot of aggravation in South Florida neighborhoods because, of course, they're younger kids and they want to go fast. And so what you seem to have is you have kids in too busy of traffic, or you have kids that are going too fast for slow traffic. And it just doesn't seem like they really fit anywhere. And I think that's kind of what the issue is with some of the e-bikes, is it's just not consistent. It's not safe. So I don't feel like we've kind of landed at the right solution for what we do with the e-bikes. Because look, some of those things go super fast. And in smart kids, I think I've heard adjust them so they go even a little bit faster.
Oh, yeah. There's one kid on my street, or he lives on somewhere in my neighborhood. He's rigged his up to go, it looks like 6,000 miles per hour.
He took off the governor.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is on you like flies on a rib roast within a blink.
That's scary because, yeah, if you look one way and there's no kid on a bike, and you look the other way, there's no kid on a bike, and then you start to go, in that time, these e-bikes can be on you.
Do you know how quickly I am just so diverted to something that's shiny? I'm walking to get my mail, and I go, look at that, it's stuck. And I get hit by this kid.
Yeah, so she's got opinions about that. Another opinion we got here is from Tony. He said people who drive modern vehicles and still drive with their lights off should lose their license for 6 months. Because I guess you would have to disable the light and you're turning it off deliberately when you should have it on. The car is trying to help out morons that don't remember to turn their lights on when it's dark out.
I do see a lot of people driving around with their headlights on, but not their tail lights, and it's pitch black dark. Like, what's going on there? Are y'all drunk?
So they have...
The headlights are on, but not the tail lights. And it's pitch black dark outside. I'm like, how did you do that?
Magic.
There's not any switch to turn off taillights.
I don't know. It's very weird, but I've seen it like about 3 different times just in the past week at night. I'm like, what is going on?
Headlights are on, not taillights.
Yeah.
Are you sure they're not dumping a body or something?
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been in a car that you could turn off your taillights.
no, this whole story sounds made up, Kevin.
I'm just telling you what I saw, because I saw people not knowing they were there and coming up on them really fast and then being like, oh my gosh, slam on the brakes so I don't hit them, because they had no tail lights on, but they had headlights on.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Boy.
I'm just a field reporter, sir.
Okay, all right. Just call it like you see it, huh?
Yep.
That's horrifying. She calls it the way she sees it.
That's how she does.
Oh, my gosh.
It's her truth.
No. Oh, my gosh. That's even more horrifying.
Drink it in.
Yeah.
If Virginia ever starts off a statement, well, my truth is this. Oh,
Here we go.
Strap in.
Yeah.
Joshua said, get rid of drawbridges. I'm tired of some rich a-hole on his yacht holding up 3 lanes of traffic just so he can take his boat out with his 28-year-old trophy wife.
Why don't we have bridges that are so tall we don't need to raise and lower them?
I think you need a certain amount of length to do that. Like you can do that certain places. I mean, you see that, if you're going into Miami Beach, you see it if you're going on to Singer Island. They've got those big flyover kind of bridges. But I think some of the shorter intercoastals, it's just too short. And so you have to sometimes have a drawbridge. But there are other places. I think now Lighthouse Point, they have a drawbridge. I don't know why they do.
Let me make this suggestion. Let's make these sailboats shorter. Real short.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to explain wind to you?
I'm saying I'm saying they have to lift the bridge because it's too tall. The things are too tall. Make them shorter, smaller.
Then you have a smaller sail. I don't think the boat moves.
Yeah, it was a joke that didn't land. Stop
I
crucifying
thought you were serious.
No. Gosh, I'm trying to make jokes over here.
No.
All right.
Well, next time make it funny.
Well, I said that they all don't land.
This person's random strong opinion said the only thing that would make cats and dogs cooler is if they had human-like teeth.
Ooh.
Would that freak you out if you saw a dog smiling at you and it had
beautiful
dentures?
You ever seen? Yeah,
They've had that. There's memes of dogs with dentures.
I've seen that. Yeah.
I love it.
They've done it in cartoons and stuff like that. It is kind of fun. Yeah.
Adorable.
Imagine if they all had human-like teeth. This random strong opinion says Metallica was on the right side of history about Napster. And if you don't know that whole story, because it did happen in the 90s, they were not about giving up your music for free and people being able to share it without having to pay any kind of royalties on that. I think they did kind of catch up with the times. Metallica wasn't wrong. They should have been getting paid for every download that people had.
Yeah, the artist should get paid.
Yeah, I guess it caught up, right? And what do you think about this one? Extra cheese is the most overrated pizza topping and almost always ruins a pizza.
I kind of have gone to that camp. I'm an extra sauce guy, which, by the way, is very controversial.
I love extra sauce. You got me getting extra sauce now. I don't think extra cheese makes it better.
It doesn't, and it kind of sometimes, if you want to eat leftovers with the extra cheese, it don't feel right. You can never quite get that good balance.
Extra sauce reheats nicely. Extra cheese does not.
Well, I just thought we had a sauce deficit here in our country. I was getting regular pizzas and there was no sauce. It was really all cheese and dough, minimal sauce. And I kind of just started getting extra sauce so it would be regular.
I tried it the other day with him and I was like, wow, he's right.
But let me just tell you, it's controversial. I get people constantly saying I'm wrong for doing extra sauce. Pizza's a controversial topic to attack on social media.
You do you, dog.
There's my strong opinion. People turn into douches when it comes to pizza.
I saw that. Jbird had posted up a video. He went and reviewed a great pizza place in Boca Raton, and people were kind of getting on it, calling the pizza floppy.
Wow.
And they're saying a true pizza, when you hold it up, it needs to stand up. If it wilts, then that's not good pie.
But that's like people getting on me about, drink Mountain Dew, it's disgusting. Maybe I like a flop. And so what? Go get your stiff pizza and eat it and let me eat my flop.
Yeah. That's, guess what you call it? You call it a pizza flop? Is that it?
Someone sent me the longest personal email about why I'm wrong about extra sauce yesterday and about paragraph 2.
Well, that's why it's flopping. If it's that extra sauce, it's hard to keep it stiff.
That's what it is. I prefer extra sauce, which makes the flop. It's not the pizza's fault. It's my fault. And by paragraph 2, I'm like, did I hurt somebody in your family? It's extra sauce, dude.
Misdirected hostility. His wife hates him.
Everyone is
His kids think he's a tyrant.
As soon as he leaves the room, everyone just breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God he's pooping.
Yeah, one dissertation about the pizza flop said a good slice should support itself at least for the first bite. When it flops, toppings slide off, sauce drips, and you're forced to fold it or eat it awkwardly. Too many pizza lovers, especially New York style purists, a floppy slice signals rushed dough, weak bake, or poor balance. In short, it's not just messy, it is seen as a sign the pizza was not respected in the making and the creation process.
And I disagree with that.
Your rebuttal, Captain Crust?
Well, I'm talking as Jason Pennington because Captain Crust, he wants to bring people together through the power of pizza. I'm over here as Jason Pennington calling people pizza douches because they don't like extra sauce.
This man likes it wet, y'all.
I like it wet, and I don't care if you like it extra dry.
I'm not mad at you.
I ain't mad at you. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it.
Okay.
But it really does elicit some kind of emotion of anger when it comes to, hey, I like this pizza. That pizza is crap, bro, and I'm going to kick your ass.
Right. People have strong opinions.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, if that happens, please let me be rolling video.
I'll eat the pizza as the guy
Guy's kicking your ass. I'm holding the camera.
Like my whole mantra is I want to bring people together through pizza.
Now they're fist fighting.
And all I'm doing is causing fights in chat rooms.
If you get your ass kicked in the Captain Crust costume, that's kind of awesome.
It'll happen because I can't move that well in that thing.
What kind of superhero is this?
A broke down one, Kevin.
He takes it. He's as floppy as his pizza.
He's a flawed superhero.
Well, if you would like to see Jbird's pizza video and tell him how terrible it looks, you can go to the KVJ Eats page on Instagram, kvj.eats. Make sure you follow us there.
I thought it was really good pizza.
Yeah, feel free to fight in the comments like everybody else.
That's right.
And also, don't only attack the pizza, attack me personally.
Yeah, really go in.
Go after my looks. Go after my age.
Make it hurt. Well, they do say snitches get stitches. So you would say, is there ever a time where you should actually snitch? And this person wants to know, should they snitch or stay silent? Says in this email, says, my sister's 29 and married. My 45-year-old stepfather has been married to my mom for over a decade. And on New Year's Eve, everybody was drinking. My mother and brother-in-law went to bed. After they did, my stepfather came on to my sister. She gave in to his advances, and they got it on.
What?
My sister confessed everything to me days later, saying that she doesn't know how it even happened. She was crying. She said the guilt is eating her alive. And I urged her to confess everything to our mom. But she said she can't risk her own marriage to the truth. She just needed to tell somebody. She needed to relieve herself of the burden. And I said, you know what? That's actually very selfish because now I'm involved. But she believes it's more selfish to unburden her conscience and ruin so many lives. She swears she'll never put herself in that situation again. So now here I am. I'm carrying the secret that feels radioactive to me. And if my mom ever finds out I knew and stayed silent, I don't know if she'd ever forgive me. But if I say something, multiple marriages will likely end. Would you snitch or would you stay silent?
I ain't protecting a cheater over my mother.
This is horrific.
I'm sorry. I don't know. My family's a little bit different. We would tell the other person to let them know that you've been really, really done wrong.
Yeah, I look, I mean, you clearly have a victim in this, and I don't ever understand the rationale. And sometimes people are like going, no, it's too cruel to do to the person who got cheated on, that they are going to be better off and have more peace of mind not knowing. I'm sorry, I'd rather deal with the pain and know the truth than be the sucker walking around that is with somebody that cheated on me.
Like a punk.
A trillion%. Go ahead. Look in my eyes when you stab me in the heart. Don't do it in the back.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Now, I know they always say snitches get stitches, like it's the worst thing you can ever do.
That's if you're in the mafia.
Right.
I don't think that applies to this.
Oh, this is just, it's going to be terrible. Either way, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it is selfish, too, of the sister to do that because you know what she's looking for? She's looking for someone to pat her on the head and say, it's okay. Everything will be fine. It's not that bad of a situation. You didn't do anything wrong. She wants her lollipop after the doctor's office, and she ain't going to get it from her other sister.
Yeah, if she really, truly felt bad and wanted to not hurt her mom, she wouldn't have told that one sister. She is all about herself by telling her sister and now putting the burden on her.
And you're not a mind reader either. You can't you can't say with complete knowing by being honest about everything that it's going to implode the family. That's you're being a fortune teller at that point, saying you know exactly how everyone's going to handle it and what's going to happen in the future, and you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been thrust into this position, and right now 71% of people watching us on KBJ TV said they're snitching. They're going to say something about it.
I'm snitching. On that one, I'm snitching. What if your mom finds out you knew all that? And then
your mom's going to be heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
Why didn't you tell me?
And then, your answer would be, because I didn't want to break your heart, Mom, but you should have told me.
Mm-hmm. So how do you handle this situation? This person said, my wife went to Key West for a bachelorette trip, and one of the women there is close with my sister, which is how this came back to me. I was told my wife repeatedly flashed random men while drunk. There are 10 separate videos with 10 separate groups of men in it. I'm told it happened even more than that, and that it went on the entire vacation. She has no idea I know, and I feel humiliated and confused. She didn't physically cheat, but this feels like a major line was crossed. Is this drunken stupidity that can be worked through, or behavior that should seriously make me question my marriage?
Both. It's drunken stupidity, and you should question your marriage.
But this can be worked through.
I'm out on this one, dog.
That's a breakup for you.
Hell yeah.
It's Key West.
Oh, really? So you can just stab somebody in Key West and go, oh, it's Key West.
Didn't say that.
Yeah, well, that's what you're implying.
These are tatas. Tatas are not a crime.
Tatas can lead to crime, believe me.
Well, it didn't. Stay on topic.
No, you're right. It didn't lead to crime. It only led to the ending of a marriage, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you have a wife that gets drunk on a bachelorette trip and is flashing, and that is all that she did.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
So many times.
To me, I don't know.
We don't say nothing.
I'm not going to divorce somebody over that, but I am going to establish boundaries and say, hey, look, maybe we never had this discussion that, to me, this is disrespectful, and if you're married, you don't do this kind of stuff.
Oh, the don't flash men you don't know discussion, because everyone has that discussion.
Sometimes you can get caught up in the moment.
10 different times, 10 different videos, 10 different groups, and there's more?
I've seen girls have moments, and we don't want to judge. Okay. She didn't do anything.
Yeah,
she's just putting on a show.
Well, you know what? It's a no for me, dog.
It's a divorce, huh?
Well, I can't.
If you've been married for 10 years, you're like, it's over?
Well, I don't respect you anymore. I can't lay with somebody I don't respect anymore. What if I'm out in Key West? Hey, look at my nards, everybody. Oh, look at these. No.
I would look.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let me see them.
I'm not mad.
I would throw you beads.
I'm not mad at the people that were looking because they don't know what's going on. But your wife... You're writing into a radio show. You feel very disrespected, and you should have some pride for yourself. And yeah, I think is wrong.
Talk about it. Set up a boundary moving forward, but you don't break up over this. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get a divorce, yeah,
don't be ridiculous.
I would have a conversation, but to end a 10-year marriage,
dude. It's a mistake. Sometimes when we're drinking, we make a little mistake. Lapse in judgment.
It is.
She got caught up in the Key West vibe.
Yeah, to me, look,
you shouldn't be married then. Then that's fine. If the partner's not comfortable with what you're doing,
they never talked about it before.
The flashing your boobs at random strangers conversation.
She didn't know.
When you're all right, I can't. You win. You're right. Flash them if you got them.
I mean, if I'm like a preacher and my wife does, maybe it's like, all right, we got a serious problem here. But yeah,
do you know what bad judgment that can lead to? Flashing your boobs to random guys.
It didn't. We're not going to go there. We're not going to talk about the what if. If grandma had balls, she'd be grandpa. This is not the what if. This is just dealing in the fact nothing happened. No men touched her. She just got out of control and flashed a few guys.
Got away from her. Yep.
I've seen it happen.
10 different times.
More times than I can count, I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shouldn't be married.
Okay, so would you divorce a woman for flashing in Key West? 80% of people said no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm set differently on that.
You are set too strict. Well, get the stick out of your rear end.
I'm sorry.
Come on, it's a little flash.
You're right.
Who cares?
That could lead to nothing terrible.
It doesn't matter. It didn't lead to anything.
Yeah.
Well, every time she goes out, we're going to...
no, because moving forward, forward, he's gonna set boundaries and tell her.
Clearly, I'm in the minority. I'm okay. I can stand by my words. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I'm going to lose some respect.
We need more flashing out at parties, not less.
Yeah, I think that'd be great if your partner's cool with it. Clearly, he's not.
Yeah, we'd have a conversation. We wouldn't have a divorce.
There you go.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
I thought so. But I didn't say anything because it would have been out of pocket. I didn't know for sure.
But you had inclination without information.
I did. And the reason why I almost stepped into it yesterday was because I've been following Mark Fletcher Jr. since he was in high school at American Heritage Plantation. Saw him play many times and just said, wow, this kid is absolutely something. And look, he was absolutely great in that national championship game. He came out and ran for 112 yards on 17 carries. He had a career-long 57-yard touchdown that put Miami on the board, had another touchdown in the game. Just looked absolutely great. And if you know anything about Mark Fletcher Jr., you know that he was very close with his dad, Mark Fletcher Sr. And in fact, they were so close that they were just always together and you would see his dad at his games. Well, Mark Fletcher Sr. died in 2024 and the whole football team attended the funeral. And his son, Mark Fletcher Jr., will still text his father's phone number before every single game and give him a personal message about how he's thinking about him and, you know, how it's like he's there in spirit and it's just everything. His dad is with him always when he's running that ball.
You're going to make me cry.
I almost started choking up myself. And when I saw him at the end of that national championship game, and minutes had passed, it had been a good little bit of time, and I saw him throwing punches at an Indiana player. And they were commenting like, whoa, what's going on with Mark Fletcher? What's he doing throwing punches out there? I was like, I know what happened. Because he had actually gone out there to congratulate Fernando Mendoza, a kid that is from Miami that was Indiana's quarterback. And I'm like, that dude from Indiana was out of pocket, and he said something about his dad. I promise you that's what it was.
Really?
Because what would get him to, if you know anything about him, he's a high-character guy, really good dude. And the guy from Indiana, Tyreek Tucker, is the one that he was throwing the punches at. Well, there was a video, like from what I pulled the audio from yesterday, showing Mark Fletcher throwing those punches at him after the game. And everybody's like, whoa, what's going on with Mark Fletcher? Well, Mike Rumpf, who's Miami's director of recruiting and on-campus experience, commented on that viral video. And he said, dude was talking about Mark's dad who passed away last year. Mark is always and will always be one of the most classy people you will meet. R.I.P. Mr. Fletcher. And right away, some of the comments I saw was like, oh, the U's already back to thugging. I'm like, nuh-uh. That is not the right narrative for this. This is not the right narrative, because whatever you want to say about the old days with, you know, the Canes, fine. That's all good. But Mark Fletcher, to me, that ain't fair. And if, look, the emotions of you've just lost the national championship game on your home field in a close game, could have been different. You go out there to be a good sport and somebody comes up and who knows what he said about his dad, but you can imagine where it could have gone. Where are your emotions going to take you? And I don't know if I ever want to justify, look, I mean, if that's on the street, you can't be throwing punches. You're on a football field, the rules of engagement are a little bit different.
But when you say something, sometimes people are going to react to what you say. And if you don't want to get hit in the jaw, maybe don't say something like that.
When you're on a football field and you want to go in on a kid who obviously you know that is his weak spot, his dad, he loves his papa.
The one thing I'll say, though, if you're going to punch somebody on a football field, don't punch them while they're still wearing their helmet. It doesn't really do anything.
He was smart. The guy had his helmet off. So if he would have landed one, the guy would have felt it. Yeah. So I don't know. I just want to get that narrative out there because it's not fair. And look, I'm going to have to say a lot because I'm sure that you know how things go with social media. People are going to see that, clip it, and a majority of people are never going to hear the whole story behind it.
Well, I don't know. Kevin's team Mark Fletcher. We're team Mark Fletcher.
Well, I kind of feel like social media is pretty fair and balanced.
Yeah. So
that's the behind the story.
Yeah, you know, look, I do not fault him. Now, was he justified in throwing punches? I hate to ever go to that level, but I'm not going to throw any shade at him. I'm not going to judge him. I'm saying, you know what? If you felt like you need to throw some punches at that guy in that moment, then if anybody ever deserved to pass, it's Mark Fletcher Jr., and especially in that moment, when that happened and somebody would say something like that. So just my thought. Had to speak my piece. Thought that yesterday, but I said, let's just wait, see what happens. But it's been confirmed that that's kind of what went down.
We should be more mad at the Tyreek guy.
Yeah, Tyreek Tucker's the one that...
Sore winner.
That's what the story needs to come out. Is it, come on, you just beat a team on their home turf. You won the national championship, and then you're going to say something that despicable?
About the guy's dead father that just passed away?
That's not sportsmanship. That's terrible. I think that's low. And honestly, if I were the Indiana coach, I talked to this guy, and I don't know what his situation is. I don't know who Tyreek Tucker is, about whether he's coming back next year or whatnot. I would have some kind of disciplinary matter if he is going to be on my football team the following year. And even if he's not, I'm like, you know what? I think you need to probably just go. We're starting off with a new team. Let's get all your stuff out of here, because that's not what we want to represent. That's not what Indiana football should be about. And they should make a statement out of this situation and say that's beyond the realms of rules of engagement. I know they talk a lot of smack on the field. You got to grow up.
But the game's over.
It is. Right.
The guy is trying to be honorable and kind and congratulate.
There's no strategic advantage. Like sometimes you get in somebody's head by jawing and saying that kind of stuff. You're right. Game is over. At that point, you're a tool. So, and right now I asked the question, was Mark Fletcher Jr. justified in throwing some punches at that Indiana player? And 70% of people said yes. I get it.
Man, those are my people.
Yeah. I hear you.
Chatham loves fighting.
Mm-hmm. What's on your mind today, Bird?
12 chain restaurants diners say aren't worth it anymore. Now, these are restaurants that were considered monsters back in the day. How do you guys feel? How does the chat room feel? When I say a name of a restaurant, what kind of response or emotion do you get? Do you agree? Decline, no chance of coming back, or there's a chance of life? You've got Red Lobster on the list.
I think there's a place for Red Lobster in the world. I'm not going, but I get it.
Pizza Hut.
I think the Pizza Hut, if they would bring back that Pizza Hut buffet, that thing could pop off.
I heard a guy, he's a comedian, he was talking about how he was in some town doing a show and he drove by a Pizza Hut. It was the restaurant.
With the red roof?
The whole thing goes, oh my gosh, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to get a pitcher of beer, I'm going to get a pizza, do all that. He walked in there and it was just dine out only.
Carry out.
Carry out only, I should say. Yeah, it was just like a regular grab your pizza and get the heck out. Yeah, I don't know if they even exist anymore.
I miss the Pizza Hut dining room.
But just in general, Pizza Hut, it's not the king like it used to be. Pizza Hut used to be up there, man.
Yeah, the weird thing for me to kind of judge, because I grew up in a very rural part of America, and chain restaurants are everything. That if you don't have chain restaurants, you're not going to get that. You didn't have a lot of moms and pops that were very good. Since being in South Florida, I really have gotten out of the chain game. And I don't know if it's me or if it's that, but there are so many great restaurants here that are local, owned, and operated. I'm like, I want to support them. So I really haven't done much in the way of chain restaurants in the last 20 years.
Something's definitely shifted where chain restaurant is now kind of looked at as, all right, whatever. When back in the day, a chain restaurant, if you had a Sizzler coming into town, you're like, oh my gosh.
So was it that way here? What changed? Was it the times or was it me moving locations?
No, chain restaurants were a big deal down here. But to your point, I think they lost their heart on a lot of these.
Because they went corporate.
They went too big, and then your mom and pop restaurant started taking over because they didn't have all of that inventory.
And they do it right.
They end up getting a fan base that's loyal and local.
I don't know of many chains that you would say are thriving and are on the way up. I mean, just a story today, they just closed the Smoky Bones in Broward. We had a comment about Outback Steakhouse. And
that's on the list.
Yesterday, we were talking about the ones that are projected to hit Chapter 11, and they're projected to hit Chapter 11 this year.
I'll go through the list very quickly. Applebee's is on there. You got Outback. You've got Subway. You've got IHOP. You've got Olive Garden. You've got Cracker Barrel. You've got Quiznos. I haven't seen a Quiznos since I was 16.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Even Panera?
Yeah, of all those, Panera's the one I'm most surprised about. But none of those really excite me. I'm excited. Look, I mean, there are places like Pura Vida that, out of Miami. There are popping up everywhere. Those are the chains that are thriving. It just seems like what you're bringing up, those old school chains from the 80s and 90s are all really dying off.
They are.
Now, maybe it's regional chains, at least in South Florida. Look, is there any place hotter in Pura Vida? Can you tell me a complex you go into now and they haven't just opened up one fresh? I was at downtown the Gardens the other day. I'm like, gosh, they have one here too. I mean, they started in Miami. Now they're on every street corner.
They're so expensive, though.
Chili's is on the list.
And they're doing great. I know.
Remember, we would always go to Chili's. Like, Chili's was
I did love Chili's. When I first got here, I did love Chili's. Yeah, I used to go there a
Chili's
lot.
still is fun.
And the reason why I go Panera, like, I sound surprised. I just feel like there's a new Panera always being opened. So if the people don't want it, why are they opening them?
I went into a Cracker Barrel the other day, and I could not believe those things stay packed.
Yeah, they do.
They just stay packed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can even tell just by when we bring up chain restaurants, from station one to station here, people's opinions have drastically changed towards the chain restaurants.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a chain, almost kind of like Virginia is with chain.
Snobby.
There's a snobbiness to it.
Yeah, I think people just kind of got over it. Now, it seems like there are some places like Raising Cane's and all those. They seem like they're kind of trending up.
Yeah, I think
it's rare, but it's kind of the new kids on the block of the chains that are doing well.
I think you nailed it. I think the old dogs are getting pushed out that were the big dogs,
right?
And you've got newer chains that are sexy, that are crushing
competitive, and they're the here and now. Absolutely. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, yesterday, I want to tell you a funny story that happened to me. So I went to get my lashes done yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Me and Kevin were talking about that.
I know you noticed. I know you noticed.
Yeah, Denny's even said something.
So I walked into the esthetician's office, and she's on the second floor, and below her is like restaurants and stuff. And I walk in the door, I'm overwhelmingly hit with the smell of chicken. I'm like, oh, it smells great in here. Hooker, are you frying chicken in here? Mm-hmm. And no, it turns out there's a chicken restaurant that just went in below her. And so now her entire workday, her whole workspace smells like delicious chicken. And all day long, she said, I know, I've had to deal with this for like days.
Oh,
it smells like chicken, delicious chicken every day. That would be so tough. Imagine trying to run a business and it smells like the vent must be right below her going right into her AC.
Right. Yeah, that would be kind of a challenge. I know it smells delicious and all that, but at the same time, do you want your place to smell like chicken?
No, not a beauty place.
Right.
Like it's all these salons and estheticians and lash. You don't want these, especially there's a weight loss little pop up right next to her. Like you can't have chicken smell pumping into the weight loss place.
Right. That's true.
When we were doing that, the station down in Miami, Kevin had his own place down there, and I think a Burger King was connected to his building.
You did live
next
right door.
And your apartment smelled awesome.
It smelled like Whoppers all day.
It was kind of torture because all you smell is these delicious Whoppers being made. So you go into Kevin's refrigerator to grab a tumbleweed.
I never had any food.
There was nothing in there.
Nothing, no.
Smells can mess you up.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Yeah, sometimes you just look at your bank account, you realize, man, being a charter boat captain is paying a lot of money. Is there any other way I can supplement my income? What is that floating along there in the water? It's white. It looks like a big old brick.
Square grouper.
Huh.
Lucky me.
What can I do with that? Well, apparently 65-year-old Bradford Todd Picarillo could not withstand the temptation. Apparently, he got caught up in an undercover sting in which he allegedly sold a kilo of cocaine for $10,000. And that moment led to an even larger bust. Investigators say they seized more than 20 kilos of cocaine, cash, a handgun, and his boat.
Oh.
Now, the charter boat captain of the Florida Keys is in some serious trouble as he tried to cash in on these drugs he claims he just found floating at sea. But doesn't matter. He's still looking at multiple felony drug trafficking charges and is being held without bond. Now, do you believe he just found the drugs floating along, or was he doing something else?
Oh, no.
Well,
That's a great question.
If you watch the Cocaine Cowboys, that was a big part of the business back in the 80s when they started moving cocaine, was a lot of those charter boat captains in the Keys were doing just that. The fishing really wasn't their business. Their business was getting enough fish that you could use it to cover all the cocaine you had on your boat.
That's true. Fish on the top, coke on the bottom.
Yeah. I always remember that story Vanilla Ice told us, when he was running around Miami back in the 90s, he would go out there and he loved all the speedboats. And you had, in the Cocaine Cowboys too, you had those two brothers.
They had speedboats.
Yes. And he said sometimes he'd take the boat out, it'd be flying along, and other times it'd be hitting the bottom. He's like, man, this thing's really heavy.
Could you imagine a barracuda on cocaine? Oh, my God.
Crazy.
Boat's a little weighted down.
They talk about sharks on cocaine.
Yeah, what would be one?
Cocaine shark.
A great white on the Great White.
That would be something.
39-year-old Sarah Tavano is facing 10 criminal charges across 4 cases in Miami-Dade County for allegedly drugging men at bars and robbing them.
We hear about this more and more.
Call it the Cardi B, don't they?
Yeah. She did do that back in the day.
Well, they recognize her because she used to jack people in St. Augustine, then she had to head south.
St. Augustine? That's where you're doing your work?
She realized, you know what, there's not a lot of nightlife here.
Exactly.
You got to do it at happy hour.
Where could I go?
They shut that down at 5 p up there.
Yeah, they said that she would just gain their trust and then drug them and steal their belongings. They said she was arrested Sunday night at the Sugar Rooftop Bar in downtown Miami.
Oh, yeah, that's how you get them.
And if you're at the Sugar Rooftop, of course, you've got a bag of white powder on you, 4 pills, and a bottle of Jaeger containing a powdery substance. So she's also dealing in some of the disco dust as well.
Very cocaine whacked out news today.
Yeah.
Well, it's dealing with South Florida. You think we still don't do cocaine around here? You'd be wrong. A woman in East Texas got arrested after she was seen doing drugs on a video call with an inmate. Now, it's not clear if it was recorded or somebody's just watching in real time, but they saw 43-year-old Jessica Wolf smoking meth on the call.
You can't keep it straight while you're on the call with jail.
Nope. With an inmate, yeah. She was talking to somebody inside the jail.
But it's monitored.
But to Virginia's point, though, I just saw a video where this guy, he's in court, but he's zooming it. So he's at his house or whatever, and he's lighting up a blunt and smoking a blunt on the Zoom call, and the judge finally goes, are you smoking right now?
Crazy, right?
Yeah, this is a court hearing. I don't care what's going on. And then he was so polite about it. He's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. Cops showed up at her house with a warrant. They arrested her for possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver.
Girl.
Got her for possession of marijuana. They also found a gun, and apparently she has a record. So they tacked on that charge.
She had a record?
Yeah, firearm by a felon. Got that one as well.
And she's stupid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Girl.
And now if she wants to get out of jail, she needs $650,000. Well, a Washington State man used a frying pan to thwart a home invasion at his home last week.
Wow, what a great weapon. It worked.
Apparently so. He's like, oh, yeah? Yeah, there was somebody talking about it.
I really want to go say hello to my neighbor for the fight back. I think that it sounded pretty heroic. So that was, I was glad to hear that he and his daughter were not harmed.
Yeah.
Can someone help the kids in the background of that clip? I heard.
Sound like the playground was on fire, didn't it?
It did.
No, I'm burning alive while you talk to the news.
Can the cameraman help out a little bit, please?
A Southwest Airlines flight in Las Vegas was delayed after a man completely lost it during boarding. They say he got angry because he thought another passenger was flirting with his wife.
Have you seen the video?
I have not.
I have.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's going on here.
She flashed him.
He's got roid rage.
Really?
He's bright pink. Even before anything is going on, he's got massive, like huge biceps.
Unnatural biceps.
Unnatural. And dude, chill.
All she did was flash the other passenger, Kevin. There's no
All
big
she did
deal.
was make out with the guy next to her.
She flashed the pilot and then everyone in the back row.
Okay. All right. Well, they say that he started yelling across the plane, and flight attendants moved his wife to another seat just to calm things down.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what's scarier when it comes to an airplane. Really bad turbulence or somebody standing up and starting to scream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're like, why are they screaming? What's on their mind? What are they about to do?
You can have both simultaneous.
That would be rough. I think I'm more of a train guy.
They say that didn't work, so the man kept shouting at other passengers, accusing them of recording him. And when the crew told him he had to get off the plane, he snapped, started grabbing food and throwing it down the aisle at other passengers.
I mean, he lost control of himself.
Yeah,
Hold on, let's hear the rest of the story.
Yeah, they escorted him off the plane. Nobody was hurt, thankfully.
Dude, lay off the tea.
You hope that guy comes down from his temper tantrum and go, man, I was a real ass. And say you're sorry.
He might not. If he stays on the testosterone, I don't think you can see the error of your ways till the juice is out of you.
It's 2026. Most people don't apologize for bad behavior.
Yeah.
And people are going to pull out a camera. You can't get mad. When you start acting like a fool on an airplane, 12 people are pulling out their camera to video it.
I feel like I am a cowboy back in the 1800s, always ready to record, just because I'll see something start to develop and go,
Ooh.
this could turn into record, what's going on? So I have all these videos that I think something's about to happen. It's the most boring video.
The beginning is something and the end is nothing.
Like, oh, this could be something. Never mind.
But you're ready.
I'm ready.
So is everybody else on the airplane.
Well, Fajita's Mexican Grill in Houston had some patrons complain about there being hair in their food. And they're like, sorry about that. They comped the meal, but then they went back to just check out the video, see what was going on.
Oh, they had video surveillance on them.
I think every business should have this.
And they noticed that there was a woman, the woman who complained, and they saw her pulling hair from her own head and placing it on the table.
Shady lady.
Then her pal moved it onto his plate, and then they called over the staff, so they saw the whole thing.
Pigs. You're pigs.
Put them on the wall. Have a wall of shame. I went to that Peter Pan diner down in Fort Lauderdale,
Yep.
and they have a whole wall of people that dined and dashed or people that didn't pay their check.
Do they have a wall of people that trashed them on the radio publicly more than one time? Remember that?
I took it back.
Went all in.
I took it back.
You went all in by just going to their website without even trying it.
The place sucks. You ever eat there? No, I saw the pictures.
I had to go and understand it, and then I was like, okay, now I get it.
I think that was the quote. That place sucks. You ever eat it? No. I think that is a direct quote.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Pretty much.
apologize.
There's a 45-year-old man in Virginia that's upset about receiving the wrong order. He was at a Bojangles, and all because of that, he threatened to blow up the place.
Dang.
There's got to be something else going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to come in and arrest him for his outburst. Okay, who knows the members of the KVJ show better? Today, we're going to put it to the test. I'm going to see how well I know Jbird compared to Virginia and Denny's. Do I know Jbird better than Virginia knows Denny's? That is the ultimate question here today.
There's no way.
Okay. Well, the first thing we got to find out about these two lovely gentlemen is, have they ever taken a yoga, Pilates, Zumba, or like any kind of aerobics class? They ever been in there? What do you think, Virginia? Has Denny's ever taken one of these classes?
I'm going to say yeah. He is a fun guy. And I think a lot of times dudes will do this because they know it's a room full of women.
Okay.
And, you know, players got to play. I'm going to say yes.
Have you, Denny's?
I have. That's the one where I went to that yoga class, and I wasn't really wanting to go to it. It was that one that's really hot. You have to the Bikram yoga.
Oh, gosh.
Terrible.
So they heat up the room. Well, so the guy in front of me had the shortest shorts on. And, I mean, we had to pack into this room, so he's right in front of me. So we had to do this one position where your head's on the floor and you're trying to stretch out your leg. And I must have been less than a foot and a half away from his balls were just hanging out of his shorts. It was horrible.
That is horrible.
Nobody corrected him. We went through the entire 45-minute thing like this.
You go to pick up girls and instead you just get a face full of balls.
It was just, every time they had me reposition, I'd be just a foot and a half with my face just right near these things.
It's amazing.
That's not good at all. That's terrible. I'm going to say Jbird has as well. I was thinking that maybe sometime across the line, some girl got him to go to some kind of exercise class. Am I right, Jbird?
You are right, but it wasn't because of a girl. I took aerobics class in high school. I was the only dude in this elective class.
Okay.
And it was nothing short of awesome. It was awesome. It was great.
No long balls in your class.
I was the only long nard in there, and I couldn't really get it, so all the girls had to help me, and it just was.
They had to position you.
Let's just say it was better than math.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Very nice. Okay. So we both get a point on that. Okay. Do you think that Denny's has ever missed a flight, Virginia?
Missed a flight?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's happened.
Have you, Denny's?
I have. Sometimes, so there's been two cases. One where it was our fault, and then there's been ones where the flight never came, and then it came later, and I missed it. Have you ever had them reschedule it for a later one, but then there's an earlier one, and they tell you last second you can make the earlier one, and then you can't make it because you left already.
You're already in the bar, and you're sauced because you think your flight takes off at 6, and now they moved it up to 4:40.
Yes.
You're like, what?
Yes.
I'm 4 martinis in. That's not cool, y'all.
I am going to say that Jbird has missed a flight. Have you?
Yes. And it was kind of a dumb reason why. It was when I was in Oregon, and I believe it was my wallet, and you need your license and all that stuff, and the flight was booked. I know you're going to make fun of me. I was out in her farm area, and that's when I was really big into making toy art pictures. You know, I'd have my figures, and I'd dig holes and have them in nature and do all kind of scenescapes.
At your sister's farm.
Yeah, in Oregon. And I guess I'd left my wallet out there in the farm somewhere.
As one does.
As I'm trying.
Because, you need your wallet when you're petting a goat.
Well, it was too big for my pants, and it was so cold out there, and I was really in the nature, building these little forts and taking these pictures and getting the right lighting. And, I left it out there, and I had to miss a flight. I think, don't you guys remember I came late? I think I missed the first show of the year.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. Okay, do you think that these guys can name 5 different types of flowers? Do you guys have a piece of paper and a pen in front of you?
Denny's can nail it.
Yeah, I think this is it's an easy one to jump over. I'm going to say Jbird can name 5 different types of flowers as well. Okay, got to be easy to go. All right. Denny's looks like he's struggling a bit.
There's one that I don't know how to say 100%, but I wrote it down.
Okay.
The chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. Good gosh, that is
It's me for a minute. I'm like,
Did you go with the toughest flower of all time?
That's such a tough flower to say. I was just saying it the other day. I got the same exact reaction. I was like, chrysanthemum? Everyone corrected me.
Spelling bee. I don't think there's anything tougher out there. That's impressive.
all right, that's one.
Okay, what are the other 4, Denny's?
I wrote tulips, pansies, I wrote roses, and for the last one, let's see, water lilies.
Okay.
Bird?
Carnation, rose, gardenia, tulips, sunflower, daisies. Am I close?
Yeah. Yeah, up here.
There's just so many sometimes.
Nailed it.
Yeah, never a doubt with that one. Okay, do you think that either one of these guys have peed their pants after kindergarten? So anything before that, you're 2 or 3 or whatever, we'll give you a pass on that. But now you're 5 and older.
You in school.
Yes. In school, you have peed your pants. Virginia, do you think Denny's has?
I think he has.
I'm going to say Jbird has as well. Jbird, have you peed your pants kindergarten or later?
I really don't think I have. No, I not one story sticks out to me.
Okay. Denny's?
I have.
Oh, wow.
It was my parents still tell this story, but we were on our way to a wedding and we were supposed to try on our kids' clothes to make sure they fit because you don't usually wear those type of nice clothing as a kid. And I said, yeah, I tried them on. They fit. Well, we got there and we were in the hotel changing and I couldn't button the pants because I didn't actually try them on.
You lied.
I lied. And my parents were so mad. So I had to pee so bad. And we went to the department store and they're like, no, we're trying on pants and we're going. So I go, I got to pee so bad. And I'm trying on the pants. And as I'm trying them on, it just starts wet working.
Wow.
I know. It was terrible. I didn't want to tell my parents because they were already mad at me. So I just hung them back up on the rack. As a kid, and I went with the pants that kind of didn't match my outfit.
And that's why you can't wear stuff without washing.
Just wash your
it
clothes.
first.
Exactly. You can't. That story should horrify everybody.
Pee pants over here.
Yeah.
Tainting the supply chain.
It wasn't my proudest 6-year-old moment by far.
At least you were 6 and not 16.
Yeah, I wasn't too old, but yeah, I was old enough to where I could tell my parents, yeah, I did that, all right. And then, geez, they were so mad when they found out those pants didn't fit.
I mean, there's some adults that pee a lot. If they drink too much, we knew a girl and she got a nickname behind her back. Anytime she would drink, she would pee the bed, and it was like a known fact.
Yeah,
and that's just rough. I don't think you can drink at that point.
Yeah,
you got to reel it in.
You got to do something else.
Or where depends.
I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Virginia and Denny's have got a 4-3 lead. Final question here. Who knows the show better? Have either one of these gentlemen been intimate with their lady in the last week? What do you think, Virginia?
Last week. Denny's got that new baby. Baby's just really getting in the way of fun time.
They like to block you.
They do. I'm going to say no, he hasn't.
Okay. My boy Bird has.
Oh, he has. Drive it home.
Oh, yeah. Am I right, Bird? Yes. Okay. Is Virginia right about you, Denny's? No action in the last week?
Oh, she's wrong. Jen and I still try to keep a schedule. It's just so difficult.
Wow.
We got any moment you get, if a baby takes a nap randomly, you just take those moments.
Gotcha. Look at you. You're doing it right.
Not a boy.
I'm sorry I underestimated you.
Well, I mean, it could be any given week. It could not happen. But we're always actively fighting for it.
This guy knows how to delegate time.
I love it. Get that baby Benadryl.
Yeah, you're right.
Take a nap, baby.
4 out of 5 for both of us on that. Coming up here. Everything is a scam today. It really is. It's crazy. You just have to assume scam. I tell you, it's probably 5 times a day, 3 to 5 times a day, I am hit with a scam. And that's just by email. All the calls I'm getting, I got to figure this whole thing out because I am getting calls nonstop about bank loans and all this stuff. It's to the point where I can't really get the people who are trying to reach me by phone or leaving me voicemail messages because I have 20 messages that are about this stupid loan, which I know is all a scam.
Yeah, I get the same thing. It's what's happening right now. It's happening to everybody.
It is.
You're not alone.
It's so much. Like I said, it's just an avalanche of scam. Everything's a scam. I would say probably 1/3 of all my intended correspondence has some scammy thing to it.
And I don't know if this is a scam, but I think if it's not a scam, I think it's kind of bad business practice. You'll get these text messages. Hey, Jason, I was just on your street. They'll say my address. We noticed blah, blah, blah. Would you like that service? Don't be watching my house and then texting me.
First of all, you're not even on my street.
Yeah.
So you're starting with lies.
You're either lying to me or you're like casing my house. I hate it.
It's so shady. I am so close to putting on my phone where I can only accept messages from numbers that I have saved. I am so close to that because, like you said, it's annoying. I'm missing important messages because I got 10 messages from Darcy calling me to tell me that my loan has been approved. I just have one more step to finish before I can get my $50,000. Darcy, shove that loan straight up your tuchus.
Hey, Jason, this is Olivia. I was just on your street. We noticed you have 7 palm trees. Would you like them trimmed? I don't have 7 palm trees. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of it. Well, if you're looking for a job, you definitely need to be aware of this. One of our KBJ Nationers, Cesar, is looking for employment right now and rooting him on. But he said in his email, he said, while looking for jobs, somebody tried to scam me.
Yep.
It was from Indeed, too, which you hear the Indeed. That's where a lot of people go to try to find a job.
Yeah.
And he said you'd think that Indeed would keep some kind of like deep search on its potential employers, but I was looking for employment in admin and management, and I applied for one job. They said they had already filled the position, but they could refer me to a different job. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then that other job reached out to the second employer, and they were like, oh, yeah, I'm out of town, but I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to get back with you when I am. Well, long story short, apparently it was to be an executive assistant for a construction company looking to make moves into Florida, and they said they would pay weekly, and the first week is up front, so I could purchase things that I would need, like a laptop and things like that. Well, the check gets next day to me, and it's addressed from the state of California, construction company with a name and an LLC on the check, and it all looked legit. But I was a little bit suspect, so I Googled the company, and then I called them, and they had no idea who I was.
Oh, boy.
Well, I came to realize that they were using that construction company's name as part of their scam. That company's bank called me and asked me to mail that check to their fraud department, and that is the last that I heard of it.
It's crazy. I know. My mom just fell for one of these. Of course, she's falling for everything right and left, but she got this message on her phone. Work from home. You can be an accountant with no accounting skills. We'll train you. And they sent her all this stuff, and they told her, give us your banking information so we can mail your checks to you. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Bam. Now they have your banking information, and they're making withdrawals from your bank account.
Right. And I guess that's what the plan is.
It's so bad. Y'all, it is bad out there. Anybody who wants to hire you to do a job, any job, does not need your banking information. We don't give out credit card, banking. We don't pay to get employed, and we certainly don't cash anybody's check.
Well, that's a valuable thing to learn, and that could be even people not looking for jobs. If somebody sends you what looks like a legit check that you can then go and deposit, that's how they get your bank information, and then they just clear everything out. So
yes.
You can't even cash checks these days.
You can't cash a check unless you know personally the individual and their bank account that it's drawn on. There's so many scams. It's nauseating.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I told a legit person that they were a scammer, and then I hung up on them. And I'm like, wait a minute, that might have been real. And then I started feeling bad.
Right. You don't really know. It's tough.
Look,
they're getting good. There's a lot of good stuff.
I'm better safe than sorry. If you think it's a scam, investigate.
I have to call back my doctor's office. Sorry, I thought that was a scam. I apologize.
Well, I got this email from Diana yesterday. We were talking about how to deal with solicitors after Denny's and I had dealt with somebody that was coming around with a security. And I was just amazed because I thought, hey, I'm like, I endorse Xfinity, got in security. There's no way I'm ever changing. And the guy just kept flipping around.
He had an answer for every objection you had.
And then finally got to the point, I'm like, I don't own the house. He's like, that's okay. You can take this to the owner, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I don't have time. I really don't have have time for this. I'm like, I got to go.
Lying.
I'm like, closing the door. And
do I smell something? You guys are cooking dinner? You guys eat an extra? It's like getting real familiar.
Now, this is something to pay attention to, possibly, if there's any truth to Diana's email. She said some of those solicitors are there to scope out your house.
Yeah.
Especially the ones of the alarm systems. They ask you questions about it to better understand your system to then come back and possibly rob you later.
Wow, that's shady.
She said you should just wave a finger no to them through the window. Do not even ever open the door. Look at these statistics. Most robberies happen through the front door after ringing the doorbell.
It's true. A person can like bum rush you.
Yeah.
Once you open the door, then they close the door behind them, and then no one knows what's going on in your house, and they're murdering you.
I know what finger I'm waving.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Just don't answer the door.
If I was to get murdered, the whole block would know about it. You would hear it in Tequesta.
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
I don't want it to be silent. That's the worst thing. If someone murders you and nobody hears it, sees it, Smells it.
I do have hurricane windows, so. Yeah. All right, I'll start leaving my door open.
That's not what the takeaway should be.
Yeah, it's tough for me because my wife throws me into this cycle where she keeps calling these people to show up at the house. That's why I opened it the other day. I never do. And yesterday, somebody else is at the door.
No, they got to text Kevin. If it is the guy, text me and tell me the guy has arrived. That's when I open the door. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting got.
So I was sitting there yesterday and there's a guy at my door. And I'm like, I'm not going to open this up. I'm like, I just had a conversation about this on the radio today. I'm like, I'm going to stand by my scruples.
Character betrayal.
And so I see the whole thing because it's a long story, but my doorbell doesn't ring, but it shows up on my TV screen. So it just kept saying there's somebody at your front door, somebody at your front door. And I'm like, I know. I'm not going to answer it. Watch me. And then I get a text from my wife. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, the phone fixer guy's at the front door. Would you let him in?
She's like, what are you doing? Tugging it?
Right. Always doing something nefarious. I'm like, trying to get work done. Here's a guy, drives up in a van, fixes a phone, drives off. I'm like, do they have this? It's crazy. Everybody keeps coming to my house.
Wow.
I prefer going out and getting things done. Stop bringing things to me.
See, that's what's happening to me. I think everybody's a scam now.
Right.
You should.
So even when I'll get like a somebody that really needs to get a hold of me, like FP&L, I'm like, okay, FP&L, scam, not good try. Like, no, we're going to turn your power off. This is
You didn't
real.
pay your bill, homie.
This is real.
So my wife keeps calling everybody to show up at the house. I guess I have a dog groomer showing up on Friday. I'm like, so
For you or the dog?
Probably both.
Oh, a dog groomer would do wonders to your hair. Your eyes would roll
Put
back.
little bows in there. That'd look pretty.
Be looking cute for that live show on Friday at the South Florida Fair.
Yeah, I would. Doesn't sound like a lot of people are too thrilled by some of the speed camera tickets that they're getting in school zones. Now, I kind of divide the line. I'm not a huge fan of these speed cameras. The school zones to me is the one place I'd be like, all right, we do need to slow down there. And if people aren't, then what are you doing? There's one place in South Florida you don't have to speed. And that would be it, the school zone. But apparently some people are kind of getting upset. And they're also saying, all right, are they doing this really for the community and safety for the kids? Or are they doing it for a cash grab, and how much is which? And that you don't know. Now, they're insisting it has zero to do with it being a cash grab. Of course they do. But I have seen certain municipalities that clearly are setting up flagrant speed traps to try to get people in situations that are not cool. To me, I always talk about that one place by Palm Beach International Airport, right there when you're on Belvedere and you're heading west past the airport. You get into whatever that little town is, and the speed limit inexplicably drops from 45 to 35 for about maybe a half mile, and then goes right back up. And they sit right there where they drop it. And if you're not paying attention specifically to all the speed change signs, you're going to miss it. You're going to blow through 9 miles an hour faster. They're going to pull you over. And I remember when I got pulled over, there were 6 cars that they had on the side of the road. And they couldn't write tickets fast enough.
Dang.
They call that the flat top, the flat top trap.
I'm definitely not going to notice if it just goes like the speed changes for like a half a mile and then goes back up to 45. Like, I'm eating chicken wings. I'm driving. I got a lot going on in the car.
Yeah, I hated that. That felt like that was rigged.
Yeah.
That felt like, okay, this is something where we're only doing this to try to find a way to separate you from your money, and it angered me. And I do everything I can to not drive on that road now.
Game recognizes game. The rig master can see a rig.
I can. So some people are now bringing up some concerns because apparently they are just writing a crazy amount of these tickets. And actually, they don't even have to write them. They just pop up into your inbox. Hey, how cool. You owe us several $100s.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they say since the cameras were installed in September in the village of Wellington, 14,337 citations have been issued.
Wow.
And it's kind of gone up. The height was October. They got about 4,000, and maybe the word got out, so it went from nothing to it went up, stayed high, and now it's dropping a bit because maybe some people, especially like some of the hot spots like near Polo Park Middle School and Wellington High School, they say that you're getting crazy tickets. You go 3 miles over the limit like your daughter got, you're getting a ticket.
Have you ever gotten one of those tickets in the mail where it's you in your car and it's a picture? Anytime I've got one of those, I look like such a criminal. I look like I am up to no good whatsoever.
I've never been able to see myself.
Like you can see, it's kind of like a Bigfoot picture. It's a blur, but it's got guilt.
Yeah. So this is kind of the debate that's going on right now. Now they're definitely defending it, and they're saying, look, we are just doing something to keep the kids safe. Other residents are saying it's a money grab, but they say, look, this whole system is fully funded by paid violation. It costs the village nothing because the vendor who provides the cameras, they pay for it. And they say from each $100 ticket, 50 goes to Wellington, 23 to the Department of Revenue, 12 to the school district, and then $10 goes to the company that provided it and $5 to the sheriff's office. How much money is the camera provider making? Because that's pretty good if they get 10% of every single ticket they write. And so far, they have written 14,337 tickets.
That's a nice government contract there.
Right.
I'll do the math real quick.
Pretty simple, just about 14K. But I mean, if you do that for each town in South Florida, it'll start to rack itself up. And that's not the only town. Like you had said, Boca started off doing it. So I don't know if it's the same company, but probably the numbers are very similar.
It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So to me, I am A-okay with school zones. How do you feel about these cameras patrolling every other road? Imagine if they had it on I-95. And technically, speeding is speeding. If your daughter gets one for 3 miles over, and I-95, to me, is it me or because I don't pay attention. I drive how traffic's going, honestly.
Right, you go with the flow.
I honestly, I get on I-95. I drive to survive. That's it. And look, I've seen some of the people who drive slower. You are the biggest threat on the road.
You really are.
Especially if they're in the left lane and you go, why are they going so slow? And they're on their phone.
Right.
And it's like 65 and they're going 55. And you're like, what are you doing? You are going to get rear-ended.
To me, it's almost like you make a mutual contract with all the other cars on the road. Be like, how are we driving today? And some days I go out there and I'm all peaceful. I'm like, we're going to drive calm today. It's all good. I'm like, all right, no, we're not. Here I go.
It's kind of like the same deal you make with I-95. I-95 says, I can't really protect you. You're on your own and good luck.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Speed kills.
Yeah, it does. Or slowness kills.
Slowness kills and speed kills. You got to be in the middle.
Exactly. It's a massive fluctuation of speeds on the road that I think is most dangerous. And that's why sometimes you just kind of get into a groove and you've kind of set the tone. If you get off of I-95, I'm still in I-95 mode sometimes. Now, if I see a school zone, I got respect. But otherwise, I'm still like, all right, man, I just got shook on I-95. I'm still driving a bit like a maniac. I don't want some speed camera that's going to pop me for going 3 miles an hour over.
Well, it's like you're kind of coming down from the experience a bit.
Yeah. So what about you, Virginia? Do you want speed cameras in places outside of school zones?
No. I don't want any of those. I don't. Because, look, if I'm running late, I got to get there quickly. I got to, speed if I can. Mm-hmm. But if I'm not running late, I'm pretty peaceful.
Okay.
That's not true at all.
That feels like a complete lie.
I will put the car on autopilot, and I will just let the car go, and then it drives very responsibly. It's a way better driver than me.
Okay.
You want me to use autopilot. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I should ever get a license again.
Okay, that's kind of where you're set, huh?
If we were rich, that would be the first thing I would do. Get me and Jbird a driver.
Yeah.
That picks us up and just drives us everywhere. And then we can answer emails in the back seat while I'm sipping a martini. I mean, that is living the dream.
It's just called Uber, Virginia. Even poor people can kind of do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do the martini part. I'm not doing the email part.
Right.
That's not my fantasy.
So, do you want speed cameras inside of places that aren't school zones? 75% of people are saying no.
Good.
And I imagine the 25% are saying, look, a speed limit is set for a reason. This is a law and you're supposed to be driving by. And if we all abided by the speed limit, we would cut deaths radically on the road. And so that could be the argument. If we did speed cameras everywhere, and anybody knew if you went even 2 miles over the speed limit, you're getting a $100 ticket, that maybe we all then would start driving at the right speed.
2 miles an hour over the speed limit, and you're getting a ticket. I'm against that with everything. Give me a break. Everyone goes 2 miles an hour over.
Well, I was raised 9, you're fine, 10, you're mine. That's what my mom used to always say. Like, you can go 9 miles over the speed limit, but as soon as you go 10, the cop can say, 10, you're mine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
9, you're
9,
mine.
you're fine.
But 9, you're fine. 10,
you're mine. That's the cop saying it.
All right. Now, for some reason, it's not rhyming when you say it. Say it again one more time.
Really?
That was a poem or something.
In my head, it rhymed.
Maybe it did. I don't know. I drank a lot of water today. I know. I think I'm water drunk.
Yeah, he is.
That's not good.
No.
I forgot how awful it was until we had to do a punishment last week for Do It, where the losers had to put soap in their mouth like kids used to have to do when they would say bad words. And then we had somebody that said, yeah, what my mom would do, she'd take the whole bar of Dove soap, she put it in my mouth, she said, bite down. And then as soon as I bit down, she'd rip it out of my mouth. So my teeth would shave off a bunch of that soap. She said that was the toughest thing, is trying to get soap shavings off the back of your teeth. And it was forever just embedded in your palate.
Imagine your dentist think that's a good idea.
Probably not, no.
I mean, a bit extreme. No, the soap alone wasn't enough.
My front tooth came out.
We had to scrape the soap with our teeth.
Mom showed me.
Yeah. Well, what about allowing kids to swear? How are the sensibilities starting to shift? Because you do hear profanity a lot more than you ever did. You hear it more in music today. It's pretty standard that you're going to hear a lot of swear words. Not on this radio station. The FCC still won't allow it.
Well, who's the one woman you played the other day that she's usually Hillary Duff? How many bleeps were in that song?
She's definitely changed, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, it was adult themes, too. I mean, it wasn't just profanity. It was what she was talking about doing in the song that were very adult concepts that was not allowed. One thing that's really kind of changed a lot for me is how much swearing you see on cable television. It used to be the cable news networks, never any bad words. And it would be ESPN, your sports networks, never any bad words. And then they put this Pat McAfee on in his show, and they allow the S-bomb freely. And then you have Nick Saban that's on there, and he loves throwing out S-bombs. And that will be even kind of like on network TV. You'll see it.
See, that doesn't offend me on that show, on that Pat show. It's when he does a wrestling bit that comes off very, very bad.
Yeah. But you do see it. A lot more profanity is out there. I was watching CNN just the other day, and they had the Minneapolis mayor dropping an F-bomb right out of the blue. You're like, okay, this is a different era than what I grew up with.
Yeah, it is.
I don't remember Wolf Blitzer out there covering the war in Iraq, being like, this effing sucks. Though it would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
So how much is this bleeding down to our kids and our own sensibilities when it comes to what we allow with children and swearing? Says now it's set here at this. 47% of American parents believe swearing is never acceptable for children. It is now shifted. It is now the minority opinion. 47%. Never used to be. First time we kind of cracked into that. So even more parents are saying, all right, my kid's swearing. Who cares? Now 35% say, okay, give me the context of this. How often is my kid doing it? Why did they do it? What's the age of my child? In fact, they've found that a lot of times when you have kids that are 13 and older, parents aren't really saying much. They're like, all right, I'm going to pick my battles. They drop a F-bomb or an S-bomb, especially when talking to kids or their friends, then I'm going to let that go.
That's real important in my house. Context.
Right.
If you're doing this around other families that maybe aren't set as loose as us, and you get me in a situation where now I am apologizing for your words to some other parent, that's weird. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, that's kind of how I grew up. We did swear in the house, but we also knew we don't swear outside in front of people out in public acting a fool.
Exactly.
You keep it in the dome.
Keep it in the nest and don't get stupid. Don't do it at school. Don't let a teacher hear you doing it. Don't get busted on the playground.
And like you said, there's a difference between, somebody saying a word and like they're telling a story compared to somebody saying the F word every other word in a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
There is a difference.
I'm a big context guy. It doesn't really freak me out because I do think it's kind of silly that we have swear words in the first place. I just think they're kind of words and how we demonize certain language. It's really kind of insane because I can say feces in 20 different ways. It's acceptable on the radio, but there's one way I can't say it. Yet I'm talking about the exact same thing.
Right.
I think the word feces should be outlawed.
Absolutely.
I think that's disgusting.
Caca, doo-doo, all that kind of stuff. I can do it. And like, why is caca and doo-doo not a swear word when the S-bomb is? Crazy? I don't get it either, but that's how it is. And I was polling KVJ Nation right now on YouTube, and I said, would you ever accept a kid under the age of 13 ever swearing? Our people are set a lot tighter. 83% said no, where it seems like the national average has dropped down to 47%. So look out. Don't swear around the people on KVJ TV right now on YouTube.
And again, too, I think the chat room is looking at it as, all right, what's the situation? I don't think anyone wants a foul-mouthed kid out there in the wild.
Every so often, I will post a video with Rocco in it, and every so often, like maybe twice annually, I'll let a few curse words fly in a video, and I still get complaints about it. So,
do you ever tell him, hey, with the language, bud, does that ever come up?
Yes.
Okay.
He's 10, so we're molding him, and we're trying to teach him, excess cursing isn't cute.
Right.
You have to know timing. You have to have a well-placed curse word that makes sense in the sentence. It can't be just for shock and awe because it doesn't land right when it's coming out of a 10-year-old mouth.
Because when a swear word does land in the right spot, it's pretty damn funny.
Look, to me, that's why I love swearing, because I think it should be used sparingly. Because when it's not, then it has no impact.
Right.
When it is used sparingly, and you're right, if you emphasize it the right way at the right time, you're like, okay, that makes, to me, a funny joke 10 times funnier if you've done it correctly.
Exactly.
If you've done it the wrong way, I'm just kind of annoyed with your terrible mouth.
Yes, and that's what we're trying to teach Rocco.
I almost feel like a hypocrite in the same moment.
I know.
I'm like, how is it that I'm applauding it one second, the next moment I'm like, no, I'm not buying it.
It's a tough lesson, but we're exactly in it.
Well, it's like you say, I like to drink, but I don't like to overdrink. It's overdoing something to a point where
everything in its right place and time. And I think there are a lot of things where it's the nuance of it. You have to get the right amount of it. To me, it's if you're cooking with salt or sugar or whatever. It all makes something better if you use the right amount.
It takes intuition and gut.
It does.
And that is something that has to be taught to a kid. So if you're going to allow your kid to curse in the house, you also have to take the responsibility of teaching them when to stop, when to not go overboard with it, because, kids like to go overboard.
Right.
And showing them, okay, this is how you do it. This is how you don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think my policy is if it was a kid under the age of 13, I'd be like, let's not use those words yet. You're not there. That's the way I'm set.
Yeah, good luck with Rocco.
I hear you, yeah. I mean, once it's already...
Meow is out of the bag.
Yeah, if I heard my kid out in public acting a full swear and we're having a talk.
He's been a 40-year-old man since he was 4.
And I'm hearing a lot of people, whether it be kids or whether it be parents, saying, I don't like swear words in that context. And yeah, I do not. I don't never swore in front of my parents, and I don't enjoy when my kids do. I try to watch my mouth in front of my own kids so that I'm not excessively dropping any kind of profanity.
Don't curse at me either.
True.
I'm not going to be the pincushion for whatever you're throwing my way, curse word wise.
Right.
That's not going to fly if you're calling me a name. If we're laughing and telling a story, that's different. Curse near me, not at me.
And the other thing to learn, too, is parents, if you're mad at your kid swearing, a lot of times you're going to have to just look in the mirror because 58% of parents blame themselves for their child's swearing habits. So when a kid is dropping a foul word, the first thing you got to do is be like, all right, where'd they get that? Did that word ever come out of my mouth? And then how angry can I be at my child when they use a word, because they are watching you and they do what you do.
Also, too, if you play sports, there's a lot of swearing going on a field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there is.
And I'm not even saying the coaches. I'm just saying within.
It's really amazing because in a locker room, everything flies. And the funny thing about it, even what we saw with the national championship game, you have a lot of people that are very faith-based, and you would think, okay, the dirty words or whatever don't happen. Something happens when they go into that locker room. It's just, even Fernando Mendoza, the squeaky clean quarterback from Miami who played for Indiana, just won the national championship. I couldn't believe when he dropped an F-bomb on national TV. This is a kid that always says flipping or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just, boom, let it go. I was like, all right. You go.
Well, sometimes you wouldn't even realize that there was so much swearing going on. I remember one time I was in the dugout, and I must have counted 15 F-bombs within 20 seconds of just people talking to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, was definitely enjoying themselves. They went out and hit the club. And it was kind of endearing watching him because you want to talk about a fish out of water? You can tell, even though this kid is from Miami, the club scene is not his place. Like, he just...
What, the Indiana club scene's not popping?
Yeah. Now, I mean, look. I mean, this kid went off to college elsewhere, and he hasn't been in Miami when he's been of age to drink. But, yeah, it was just interesting. Somebody handed him champagne, and it's almost like they were handing him a bullet. He just didn't know what to do with it. He's like, how do I grab this thing? What's going on? It was kind of fun to see. And I heard, I think it was Jimmy Fallon was joking that Indiana has to go back to negative 10-degree temperatures to celebrate. They're like, can't they just have the party in Miami?
Thank you.
Can we just move this down here and be like, yeah, I know we're actually from Indiana, but, we're going to have a much better party if we just stayed in Miami.
Stay for a couple. Stay through the weekend.
Do we have to come back to Bloomington, Indiana to celebrate? Let us just stay here. Well, I know we got a lot of exciting things that are going to be coming up here on the KVJ show with the live show happening on Friday. I know you're very excited because you also have another gala that you've got us involved with Tyler Cameron. It is going to be coming up, Virginia. We'll be emceeing that gig here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll be there at the 31st at the Hilton in West Palm, right there on Okeechobee.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's going to be a good time. And there's a whole bunch of other fun stuff. I mean, I really love this time of year in South Florida because it really, to me, is the best time of the year. These 3 months. I know everybody else up north, it's kind of interesting because you watch the news and people are just getting slammed with freezing cold temperatures. I was like, gosh, life is miserable. I guess I get why people live in South Florida because to me, this is the heyday of our year. This is it. All the excitement, all the parties, every single weekend, something's going on. South Florida Fair happening right now.
It's popping.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. It is. So much stuff going on. And I know there's not only that, but a bunch of concerts and live performances. And you said some of your girlfriends are going to go check out this comedian, Matt Rife, that is coming to Hard Rock Live.
Yeah, I guess they're buying tickets now. And they're like, do you want to go? And I was like, I don't really know him. I haven't listened to any of his comedy. They're like, oh, he's so hot. Let's go. I'm like, I don't know if do I want my comedian hot? And what is the hype with this Matt Rife?
Okay, so there was this thing on TikTok. TikTok says they discover everything.
Yes.
He would upload crowd work, when you do work with the crowd. Hey, where are you from? Virginia, blah, blah, blah. And he'd upload those videos. Those videos did very well. Now, there's some comedians that were bitter he was getting so much success based on these crowd work type of things. He was blowing up, especially on social media.
Was it because he was good looking?
No, I mean, when I've seen his stuff, I'm like, yeah, he's a decent looking dude, but that was why I was watching. He seems to be very quick, and he's good with going out into the crowd and then cracking little jokes, kind of busting on people in a lighthearted way where they kind of like it. And he seems to be very quick-witted. It seems to be something that he's good with.
But people started getting annoyed because crowd work is something that's not new. And he was almost kind of being crowned as the guy who came up with crowd work.
Because young people didn't know any different.
And that started making people bitter. And he was getting opportunity.
He did not invent crowd work.
Yeah, within the comedian world, that's why some people... Now, yes, and then the people people found him hot as well.
Okay.
And comedians don't like that either. You got to be ugly, and you got to be able to
You gotta be fat.
You got to do it with your wits.
You gotta be gross.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's some hate there.
Do you think I would like him?
I think if your friends have a good time and they say he's good, I think you'll come back and go, Kevin, we had a great time. He was awesome.
I think you probably like. I mean, every time I've seen him, I've been relatively impressed. I think the guy's pretty good. So at least doing that part of it. Now, I haven't seen a lot of his stand-up. Almost all the clips you ever see of Matt Rife are him out in the crowd.
Well, that's
kind of busting on somebody.
That's the other knock is if you watch him do his full set, his special, whatever you want to call it, people say it does not. It's not as good as the crowd work that he does. Now, again, these aren't my opinions. This is just the drama that's on the net, Virginia.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So I think they'll have a good time. If they already, it sounds like they're going in wanting to love him.
Yes, they already love him.
Right. So they're going to walk away loving him even more.
And that's why I think you'll come in here and say, oh, we had a great time. Because if they're all ginned up on them, you're not going to be in there like, this guy sucks. I don't see you doing that to your friends.
I'll literally get ginned up.
Yeah.
So what would make you more excited, to have tickets to go see Matt Rife at Hard Rock Live or to go see Jerry Seinfeld this Friday and Saturday at Hard Rock Live?
I think you've seen him before and you didn't like it.
I didn't. His last special just kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Matt Rife.
You've already seen Seinfeld.
I've seen Seinfeld, and I was like, eh.
Well, you're going to go with Matt Rife. You're going with your friends who are already in a good, like they're going to be in a good mood and a good spirit. It's almost kind of like if you go to Seinfeld, hey, Panda, we're going to Seinfeld.
I know I took you before, but
yeah.
Yeah, attitude going in and group attitude does matter.
I think it does.
It does.
Do you feel that comedians can be like musical artists where they have a peak in their career and they're the best in a certain pocket of time?
I think some comedians can sustain, but I think most have a peak and then maybe are never going to be as good as they once were.
It really depends, too. Mm-hmm. Comedy has changed a lot, and it's gotten very A or B. It's very red or blue. It's almost turned, politics has turned, I mean, it's gotten into comedy to a point where people turn on each other now, and it's a little bit different than it used to be. Comedy back in the day was, everybody was on the table to make fun of. Now it's almost, there's tribes, it's sides, it's very bizarre.
Yeah. You know, the way I feel about it is, as far as that goes, whether it be red, blue, whatever, I don't care, but I just like it to be fair. You know, sometimes after a while, if it's just they're completely punching down on one side, it can be a little bit annoying. But when they seem to hit everybody and everyone's fair game, then I recognize that, and I'm okay with that. Otherwise, it starts to feel like a political lecture with a little bit of jokes in it.
Right. I'm not here for your agenda.
Yeah, right. So I can tolerate a little bit. It doesn't matter which side. It's just like, okay, after a while, I'm like, all right, it feels like a bully fest.
Yeah, and then there's the old comedians that are mad at the new comedians because they had to go through the system and they had to grind it out for 12 years at the bar, where somebody who could just be doing comedy for 2 months does a clip on
YouTube.
TikTok or gets 3 million views. Now they have 3 million followers, and the old dog's going, I'm doing a comedy club in Biloxi for 200 people. And there's a bitterness there that, I think is generational.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to me, I think comedy is a bit different because you have people like a Rodney Dangerfield that hit it so later in life.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a younger comedian. And so
he was amazing. He was perfect.
When it comes to creativity, I'm not a believer in you hit a certain peak. I think there are people who control your career that think you might have hit a certain peak, and that's the roadblock you have to fight. But I'm not one of those people that, you're 80 and you can't do this or you can't do that. When it comes to creativity, I'm not saying you can go out there and lift a rock, but you can still write, you can still do things. Now, does the machine believe in you? That's the question.
I think it's a challenge. I think there were some of the old legends. I think your Richard Pryor, your George Carlin, those guys, they seem timeless. They don't seem like they ever fell off. But then there are other people like a Bill Cosby.
Or a Judy Tenuta. Yeah.
Yeah, where you're like, okay, this feels kind of dated, or maybe they had their certain shtick that fit the age where they were, and they kind of aged out of that shtick, and then they couldn't come up with a new gimmick and reinvent themselves.
That does happen. You see somebody get stuck in their act, and if it's years and years later, and then it doesn't translate to the times, that's kind of sad.
But, Bill Cosby... we all know why Bill Cosby wasn't selling out anymore. If Bill Cosby never did any of that, that guy would still be selling out massive places.
You're
he just
right.
would be.
He was loved.
Yep. Now, Gina had said, I bought my sister, mom, and 3 best friends tickets to go see Matt Rife in Orlando in December, and we had a fantastic time. He did get a little bit stuck up on one story. It took a little too much time, but other than that, we were giggling most of the time, so they seemed to enjoy it. And the one thing about this dude, Matt Rife, is just how he got going. All the rumors. I've heard things about him getting plastic surgery and all this stuff because his glow-up was amazing.
Yeah, I heard he got like implants back here on the back of his jaw to give him that Brad Pitt jawline.
Which I don't know. I mean, I've never heard him address it. Maybe he did. And Chris said, isn't there a rumor he had to do some P. Diddy type stuff with somebody in order to make it big? All the rumors that are out there.
I love a good rumor.
I think we're starting to see a change, and I think it's happening this year. I don't know if you saw the numbers on Netflix Christmas Day. Now, they had a lot going on. It was an exceptional day. First off, it's Christmas. So everybody's out of their rhythms. They're at home. They're looking for TV. But Netflix had a strategy that may have been one of those things that turns the tide. It doesn't turn back. You know, there have been a lot more sports on streaming services. And I got to admit, I haven't loved it because it's not as convenient. It takes a second for it to spin. You can't bump around to different channels as fast. But what they did on Christmas Day was pretty smart. I know the NBA was upset because they're like going, Christmas is our day. NFL, go find another time. But look, it's NFL season. And unfortunately, NFL is a bigger product than the NBA is. And the numbers were absolutely huge. Now, not only did they have 3 NFL games playing on Netflix that day, but they had the finale of Stranger Things.
I thought they did a good job with all that, how they structured that out. I think was it Christmas and New Year's? They did part 1 and part 2 of the last season.
Yeah, they really did. They took advantage of it. And you know what? They really took advantage of something that has been called for. The fact that so many people are looking for anything to do. They are over their families. They don't know what else to say. And they're sitting there just trying to entertain themselves. And if you put on great programming that week of Christmas and New Year's, the people will respond. Nielsen is saying that Christmas of 2025 was the biggest streaming day ever in the United States. It has hit a new mark.
Wow.
And I don't know that it's going to go back if Netflix keeps playing it well. They had those games. They had the Stranger Things finale, and they say streamers logged 55.1 billion minutes on streaming services on Christmas Day alone. 55 billion minutes. That's pretty crazy. They say that amounts to 54% of all TV use during the day.
Wow.
54% of American TVs were on a streaming service?
Well, yeah, people want on-demand stuff now to wait for a program. Imagine waiting around all day. Wheel of Fortune's at 7 p.m. I mean, it's kind of an outdated concept.
Yeah. Yeah, they say that is an all-time high for streaming services, and that is the kind of stuff you used to see on broadcast television. 54% of TVs that day were on a streaming service. They say streamers had 47% of all TV use in the U.S. for December. That's the whole month. So it's showing you that it wasn't just a Christmas Day fluke, and it was volume 2, I guess somebody's saying, of Stranger Things. Either way, it was an episode that people really wanted to see. The K-pop Demon Hunters, too, is coming out with huge numbers. They said it was the most ever watched Netflix title over a 6-month period, 482 million views. So these numbers are growing, and you're starting to get people like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, who have been box office stars since the 90s, who are saying, you know what, let's give it a shot. They do The Rip, and it drew 41.6 million viewers in its first 3 days alone.
Are they happy with that?
Yeah.
They are. Yep. They say the film debut is Netflix's biggest film launch since Happy Gilmore 2, which got 46.7 in July. So they've had a big year there. And they say it ranked among the platform's most watched titles for the week. So it's up there in that Wednesday, season 2. is doing really well. In fact, that's number one, even ahead of Stranger Things.
Did you watch The Rip yet?
I have not had a chance to watch it yet.
I haven't either. And
I want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm hearing really good things. I'm hearing people are saying that you think you know the storyline. You ever had that where you're like, oh, that's the bad person? But then you can't tell. And they say it kind of flips back, and then you second guess yourself, and then you think it's that person again.
Did they shoot it in Miami?
I think so. I think a lot of it was. I think a lot of it was legit. Now, sometimes they just use, but Miami's pretty good at allowing people to film. I mean, you remember when they were doing Bad Boys, whichever one they were on, and they were down in Brickell. So, yeah, they do that. But they just seem to be cranking out great material. They've got next, Netflix is a Joke, a comedy festival with some pretty good names in it. They got Nate Bargatze, who is arguably the most profitable comedian this last year. They've got Bill Burr, Larry David, Pete Davidson, Nikki Glazer, Sarah Silverman. Some pretty good names going to be a part of that project. And then they got this whole agreement going on where Netflix has now revised the agreement to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. They've gone to an all-cash offer, 27.75 cents per share is what they're going for. And if they get a hold of that, I don't know if there's any stopping Netflix. They're just on a tear right now. So big numbers. It may never change. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so I will tell you the movie. You got to tell me the year that it was number one at the box office.
Oh, boy.
Okay, buzz in with your name if you think you know. First one I'm going to give you. Let's go with How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Bird.
Yep.
1999.
What do you think, Virginia?
The original? The cartoon?
Nope. This is a movie. It's at the box office, so that would be the Jim Carrey version.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
I'm not the cartoon from the 50s, Cav.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm dumb. You said movie.
Virginia stole our ratings.
I'm going to go 97.
97? 2000 on that one.
Dang, 1 year.
I know, 1 year you're off.
That seems to be my curse. So when I think of the year, add one more over. All right, I got it.
Okay. I'm going to have you guys write this one down. Write down what year you think it is, and we'll see if you can land on it that way.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give you the Avengers, just the straight out old little Avengers movie. What do you think about that? Write down what year you think that was number one for the year at the box office. What year are we talking about? All right, Virginia, what year did you write down?
2009.
Bird.
2008.
Okay. It's 2012.
Oh.
2012.
Right on it.
I guess our theory didn't work.
They filmed this right here in South Florida. Bad Boys for Life. Solid movie. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. It was number one at the box office for what year? What year was that number one at the box office?
Bird.
What'd you write down?
2002.
2002. What did you write down for Bad Boys for Life, Virginia?
2005.
2005. You're close. 2020.
Is this where you make us look dumb?
I don't think I'm doing anything.
He's really not.
I think I'm catching on to your slickery.
I'm telling you that I have not caught on to your slickery. I am quite confused.
Let's go Jurassic Park, the original. Remember when that movie came out? It was number one that year. What was that year?
Oh, God.
Jurassic Park came out. We're like, oh, my gosh, what a crazy concept. Bringing dinosaurs back from the dead.
It's a great concept. Dino eggs.
They've made 8 movies or something like that since.
There's so many.
So many.
They're kind of decreasing as they keep making
Stop watching them. Yeah, I saw the first one. That was enough for me. All right, what year are we talking about on that, Virginia?
Only talking about 2001.
2001. Jbird, what was the year?
Could it be 93?
Yep. It could be.
One.
Oh, I just T-Rexed your ass.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah, you did. Okay, let's try one more. Ghostbusters, the original. Started the whole thing. When you go to the 80s, Jbird will have the answer in less than half a second.
He defiantly scribbled really fast and then threw his pen down so everybody could hear it.
Looked at you like, bring it, wench.
I could be wrong. Look.
Okay, wench, what's your answer?
Wench or witch?
I kind of went more of a wench look, but it could
Okay,
have been.
all
It's
right.
kind of a mix. Yeah.
Wench does work for Pirate Theme at the South Florida Fair this
That's what we're
Friday.
doing. Everything's pirate theme, yeah.
KVJ Live.
Yeah, we know, drunkie.
I'll be your wench. Show me 1985.
Bird.
1984.
Oh,
84.
At least you're in the ballpark, Virginia. We'll give you some credit on that.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my new closet designers, Closets by Design. Well, Russell Brand has been granted bail after appearing virtually in a UK court yesterday. He is facing 2 additional charges of sexual assault, which now brings the total to 7 accusers. Now, for the record, Russell Brand has denied all allegations. The next time he will be in court is February 17th, followed by a pretrial review in May, and then an actual trial coming up in June. Do all 7 accusers take the stand at once? Is that how it works? I'm not familiar with the UK and with like how this all 7 people come and tell their story.
Objection. I don't have an answer for you.
That's all you got.
You object to knowledge?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell are reuniting in an upcoming horror comedy. It's going to be called Kenan and Kel Meet Frankenstein. They will play delivery drivers who arrive at a castle and, oh, wow, wackiness. We've accidentally woke up Frankenstein's monster.
Okay, well, I mean, that might be.
It could be good.
Yeah, I think they're trying to kind of recreate the Laurel and Hardy that was done. And, you know, honestly, if they do it well, Laurel and Hardy used to connect. Nobody alive today really knows much of those skits because you pretty much aged out of it. And you're probably 80 if you remember Laurel and Hardy. And
right.
So, you know, hey, if they recreate it and do it well, people may be like, oh, this is great. And then you know what? Gen Z will claim it as something brand new they created.
Yes, they will.
Kind of like ketchup. Oh my gosh, you guys have to try this condiment. It's called ketchup.
It's red. It's saucy.
We just discovered it. It's amazing.
And finally here, congratulations to Meghan Trainor. She and her husband just welcomed their 3rd child through a surrogate, though. I think
she ain't gonna wreck that new body, huh?
She got that new Ozempic body.
Yeah,
we ain't messing with that.
Don't even think about it.
It is not all about that bass. They already have sons Riley and Barry, so now they have a little baby girl, so good for them. And that's what's going on in your dirt.
And I thought this was rather interesting because, you know, we've been talking a bit about the AI. In fact, I was in an Uber on Friday, and my Uber driver was playing me some songs and whatnot, and she fired up one of the songs. I'm like, wait a minute, I think I know that song. And it was one of the songs that had charted that I played for you guys that was AI. Oh. And I don't think she was aware of it. I'm like, you know, it's an AI song. She's like, is it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like 99, and I looked it up, and sure enough, I'm like, that was one of the AI songs.
They're tricking people.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you know, I've seen this stat. It says 97% of people can't tell the difference between fully AI-generated music and human-made music. 97%. So it's going to take policing units to step in when it happens, because I really believe in full disclosure. And in Sweden, they don't play. In fact, an AI song just went to #1 on the charts in Sweden. I'd say it, but I can't because I don't speak Swedish. But it's got 5 million Spotify streams. And they stepped in, and their music industry said, nope, not going to happen. They removed it from the charts, and they said, we're not going to be charting AI music. So it will not be ranked, even though it is the most streamed and most listened to song in all of Sweden.
I think robots should do the mundane stuff for us, the stuff we don't want to do. I want to hear real art created by real people. I don't want a computer art.
Mm-hmm. And it has begun. The robot wars. I've been warning you since day one.
Yeah, you have.
I really have.
It's time to go to the woods, homie.
They're going to try to take the woods too.
Yeah, they want it all.
Eventually, they will walk the woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting because it's still pretty early on in the fight. So you're seeing people standing up to AI music and saying, not going to allow it. But if it becomes a barrage where you find that 1 out of 3 or 2 out of every 3 songs is AI, are they still going to have that same kind of energy against it?
They had this same kind of panic when disco became popular. Everyone's, oh my gosh, everything's going to be disco forever. And now people don't even know what disco is. There's kids in the car going, Mom, what's disco?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people were scared disco was going to take over music completely.
Gotta tell you, I kind of like disco.
I do like disco.
Yeah.
If the right kind of song hits pretty hard.
Yeah. The outfits, the fashion, the style.
But I say that wondering, is AI one of those things where everyone's all afraid, and then in 10 years it'll still be around, but it's not going to be this monster we are making it out to be? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the AI music might have more staying power than a disco might because it's just a genre and those are typically fleeting. We're talking about a whole brand new tool. It's kind of like if you would have looked back at the early days of Napster and said, do you think this streaming music thing's really going to catch on? And 20 years later, and it is the predominant force in music now.
Deep down, I knew the answer. I just kind of wanted you to make me feel better.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's what we're here for. Okay, time to learn something here. It is called Am I Close? Now, when I was in high school, I didn't study a lot, so I had to basically BS my way through everything that happened. Had to make stuff up and just hope that it sounded good. And it usually didn't.
Teachers can usually read right through that BS artist.
They're like, all right, this guy doesn't know a thing. So we're going to see how smart Virginia, Jbird, and Denny's can sound here as I throw out something that maybe they won't know. Okay. Just make it sound like you do. Okay, Virginia, can you tell me what is the difference between RAM and storage?
Oh, okay. This is computer stuff. Got this. No one's a bigger techie than me. So RAM means random access memory. And that means that you have to get into it and go find it in the computer. And it's only in a special spot.
Yes.
And what was the other one you said?
Forgot the question.
What was the other one?
Storage.
Storage.
What's the difference between RAM and storage? Yeah.
So storage is not as easily accessible. You have to find that in the space that says storage. But random access memory is very easy to find. It's all in the computer, Kevin.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Jbird, can you tell me, because we've been seeing this week with our fluctuating temperatures, you have the temperature and then they give you the feels like temperature and you're like, okay, well, what is that? I mean, what is the temperature actually? Is it what it feels like or is it what the actual temperature is? So can you tell me, how do they come up with that number in the first place? What is used to calculate the feels like temperature?
Well, it starts all with the Antarctica cold wind chill. Now that's basically the center of what all weather comes from. Sometimes heat will even come from the Arctic. It's because that's what happens when it gets into the wind chain. Now the wind chain is something different in each part of the hemisphere.
Yeah.
So when you got heat and then you've got cold mixed together, sometimes depending on where it's cold or where it's hot, whatever number dominates is what dictates said weather in said hemisphere. Am I close?
Wow. Okay.
We both sound drunk.
And Dennis, can you tell me, why do some people remember dreams and other people do not? What is the difference from the nights when you do to the nights when you do not?
Yes, well, a long, long time ago, there was people that lived in dreams and there was people that lived in real life. And they were two different worlds. And over the time with breeding and such, that now we're merged with the dream people. And so we have memories and dreams like the dream people used to have. And it's just passed down hereditarily.
Okay.
Kind of hot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of interbreeding with them. Yeah. That's why we got dreams now. So the dream people are now merged with the real life people.
Makes me think I'm a dream person.
I think you got a lot of dream people in
Very
you.
good.
If I were the teacher, I would ask you to go see the principal and pee in a cup.
Which one of us?
Yeah, all of us.
We all make tests for something different.
All right, the whole class needs to go urinate. Okay, who did not sound like the biggest stoner when we asked the questions in Am I Close Here Today? Asked Virginia the difference between RAM and storage.
And I forgot the question.
Yeah. I actually thought you had some pretty good momentum until you kind of hit that speed bump.
Oh, I was so busy like BSing through the first part, I forgot the back end.
And what did you say that RAM stood for?
Oh, random access memory.
Random access memory. Okay. Yeah. I felt like your answer was actually pretty solid.
Suck on that then.
That's the short-term memory, and then the storage is the long-term.
Yeah.
What's saved, yeah. So RAM is, I guess, whatever's open right now, and the storage is whatever's saved. And I should have known that. I did not. So I'm learning. Now, Jbird went into how we come up with the feels like temperature.
Yeah, I sounded like a guy at a cocaine party.
Different hemispheres and all kinds of things going on.
I have heard people talk ramblings like that when they're on something.
Oh, yeah.
It is kind of odd that we have that. You would think a temperature is a temperature.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I was a kid that we had a feels like temperature, and now
No,
I don't
it's
even
fancy.
Well, I'm like, just give me the feels like temperature if that's what it is. I mean, how do we have two different temperatures?
Much like Virginia, halfway I forgot the question completely. What did he ask? What are we talking about? RAM?
It's a RAM thing.
So the feels like temperature is just your temperature, but they factor in other things like wind chill and the heat index. And I guess it's if it's hot outside, the sun. But to me, wouldn't that just affect the regular temperature? I still don't know that. I almost feel like they're scamming us.
Oh my gosh, right now all the weather people are listening to this, screaming at the radio. It's the wind chill factor, Kevin.
Well, what does your ankle think?
Oh, my ankle thinks it's all about the hemisphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. My ankle's just as stupid as I am.
Your wind chill, that deals with the estimated wind speed. Heat index does humidity, which is important here in South Florida. And then Denny's talking about why do some people remember dreams and others don't, talking about people that live in dreams and people that do not live in dreams.
And I don't think I answered the question either. I kind of lost where I was going with it. I kind of just talked about two different.
Kevin said go, and you ran the opposite way.
I never answered it.
Well, back in school when that would happen, that would be horrifying. Like, what did the teacher just ask me? I'm speaking in front of people? What?
Yeah, we set a low bar here on the KVJ show.
It wasn't a great day.
And you guys all cleared it, though. That's the amazing thing.
I do like the game, though. It's fun. I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, the interesting thing with the dreams, it all depends upon when you wake up. If you're into the REM sleep, the deepest part of sleep, then you're more likely to remember.
Which is probably why you have the night terrors, because you wake up during them.
Yeah, I do. I remember most of my dreams. I feel like I've asked you guys before, and you guys said sometimes I don't even think I dream. Like, Denny, you say you rarely dream.
I might have one dream a year, if that.
So I'm wondering, does that mean that you're either on point with when you're waking up, or does it mean that you're not getting enough into REM sleep? And if you don't remember your dreams often, that you need to look into your sleep because you're not getting into the most necessary part of it.
I think you're completing the cycle, right? Isn't there multiple cycles?
It is. You
in
go
the
on
sleep?
different cycles in your sleep, but there are some people, like I think Jbird is probably one of those people that's not hitting his REM sleep cycles enough because he's not in sleep mode long enough to get there.
He's taking years off his life.
But yet you talk about always remembering your dreams.
I do, and there are times where it's almost kind of like in a half. You're in the room, but you're sleeping, but you're still kind of in the room. It's very bizarre. I hurt my foot one time because I thought someone was attacking me, and I woke up and I'm kicking the coffee table.
Not with your weather ankle, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
No. This is my my now bad ankle, my right ankle. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm very, very into dreaming and why it happens, and I think there's so much we have not learned about dreaming.
Could be, yeah. Now, one thing I didn't know, I don't know if this is fact or fiction. One person in the chat said that weed doesn't let them remember their dreams. And they say this happens for everybody. They say, when I stop smoking, I have super vivid, lucid dreams.
Well, I can already break that cycle right now because I dream very vividly. And allegedly, I
was high as a kite last night.
Your Honor, we have to throw that out of court.
Okay.
I've heard that too. I've heard alcohol also will affect the dream.
Everybody's different.
Everybody is different.
Well, Virginia walked away with the best answer. The battle for the worst is between Jbird and Denny's.
Even though
That's embarrassing for you.
Well, again, the story is second place.
It is.
That's where the meat's at, baby.
The meaty.
First place is so boring.
Denny's just edged out with the worst answer today, beating the bird by 4 points.
Yeah, mine wasn't very good.
No, we had poor showing.
I liked it, though. I learned.
thought.
All right, we got more KVJ. It's going to be on the After the Show. You can watch it live on many different platforms, including YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, and Instagram and TikTok and all kinds of good stuff. So we're all over the place. Before we get there, though, Bird, if you would, why don't you wrap up this KVJ show with your thought for the day?
Talked a lot about forgiveness today.
Oh, yes, forgiveness. I don't really like it that much.
Okay, wench. Forgiving yourself doesn't erase the scar. It just means you stop reopening the wound on purpose.
Everybody's talking about forgiveness. I'm going the other way.
Okay, you know what? Never mind. Hate everybody.
I'll ring to it, yeah.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.